Welcome to Shabbos on the daf. We're holding a Menachos daf memches. The Gemara Amud Aleph in the sugyo, do we say chte b'shashetizke? Do a small sin, so in order to be zeich with something else. The Gemara says one rule. We say almud chte b'Shabbos kedei shetizke b'Shabbos. If you could do a chet in Shabbos to be zeich with something in Shabbos, but almud chte b'Shabbos kedei shetizke b'choil lo yamrinen. To do a chet on Shabbos to be zeich on the weekday, that we don't say. And the Chor's understood. We talk about the same korban about shlomim. What do we care for bringing it on Shabbos on the weekday? So Reuven Margolius over here sends us to what the Sefer, the Pri Megadim wrote, called Maton Schorn Shel Mitzvahs. And the Chakira Shminis over there, the Pri Megadim asks if doing an Aveira in Shabbos is more chomer than doing an Aveira on the weekday. And the Pri Megadim brings the Alshich in Parashat Vayakil. It says, Lo yisevar reish b'chol moshvaseichem yom HaShabbos. That he brings over there that on Shabbos the Gehennom, the fire of Gehennom is resting. And someone who ignites, so to speak, the fire of Gehennom on Shabbos, so that's a much worse thing. That's what it means, Lo yisevar reish. Don't light the fire of Gehennom on Shabbos. Meaning, on Shabbos be extra careful not to do an Aveira. So meaning, Shabbos is a time of Kedusha. When you do an Aveira on Shabbos, it's a different level of Aveira. And Reuven Margolius sends us to what he wrote in Margolius Hayom, Sanhedrin Daf Nun Aleph, where he brings there in the name of the Ramak that any mitzvah was done on Shabbos is also greater than the mitzvah that was done on the weekday. And the time of Kedusha is much higher. And this goes back to what the Gemara in Zvachim Daf Tzadik Aleph said, that the Tamid, when you bring Korban Tamid on Shabbos, doesn't have a din of regular Korban Tamid. It has a din of a Tamid of Shabbos. Very similar to what we see in the next Daf Memtes, according to the first Pshat in Rashi. That the Tommy on Shabbos has a din of Mekudosh, according to the first Pshat of Rashi. Why is that? The same thing like the Gemara there in Zvachim. Because Tomid in Shabbos is a different level of Tomid. Meaning when you're doing something in the time of Kedusha, it elevates and it magnifies whatever you do. You're doing a mitzvah, it's a much greater mitzvah. Chalila, you're doing an Aveira, it's a much greater Aveira. And Reuven Margolius brings also what he wrote in Ksuvis regarding an Eretz Yisrael. When you're doing a mitzvah in Eretz Yisrael, it's a much greater mitzvah. When you're doing an Aveira in Eretz Yisrael, it's a much greater Aveira. And Tzaref Lekan, what Kayadua with Divrei Ramban, the Ikar of mitzvahs is in Eretz Yisrael. The closer one is to Kedusha, closer is in a higher place, so then that place, the mitzvahs he does are much more significant, and Chalil the Aveira he does are much more harmful. Mainly, that's the Chur, the Pshat in this Gemara. Says the Gemara, to do a chet on Shabbos in order to be zoich and choil, I don't do. Because the chatoim of Shabbos are at a much higher level. And the mitzvahs of the week, they are on a lower level. So chetei b'Shabbos, to be zoich in Shabbos, I do a small aveira to gain something greater, so then I'll do it if it's for Shabbos. But to do a chet on Shabbos to be zoich b'choil, it's a whole different realm, a whole different level, that you don't do. This is a musahaska for us. When you are in Shabbos, every single moment of Shabbos, another opportunity to do a mitzvah, which is worth so much more. We know the Gra that says the learning in Shabbos is worth so much more than learning on the weekday. Everything in Shabbos is much more elevated. Anyone who wants to join the sponsor of the Shomachshava Shurim, please email shomachshava@gmail.com.